As the latest fashion trends are making their way into homes of men and women throughout the world, many people are turning to eating disorders to fulfill the very impractical standards. Everyone is believed to have the fit and ideal body type, and people strive too hard to fit those expectations. Eating disorders are becoming more and more of a problem, and more people are asking for help. Not only does society call the perfect girl skinny or a perfect man fit and tone, but it is expressed through media and television also. In reality, eating disorders are becoming a more serious thing because it leads to people to anorexia, bulimia, and obesity. To begin with, the media plays a big role in the lives of people today. Nowadays, people are watching television and reading magazines more often. This is because a big concern for teen and adolescents because what it perceives on media as the ideal body image is far from reality. According to the body image, fashion models weigh 23% less than the average female. An average model is 5'11" and tall and weighs about 110 pounds. With an average woman is 5'4" tall and weighs about 140 pounds. More women want to be like the models on television and in magazines, and that is what is leading to the eating disorders. When viewing the body image of models, women get a feeling of self-consciousness and feeling of wanting to be skinnier just to be accepted. Body image is a key focus of women who develop eating disorders. According to the body image, over 90% of high school junior and senior women diet regularly, even though 10 to 15% are considering overweight. Women want to become thinner and men want to become more toned and built. This is when eating disorders start to become a problem because people aren't comfortable with the way their bodies look and the mental image of the modeled body stays within them. There are a lot of different eating disorders, not just one that makes people thinner, but also ones that increase the weight of individuals. According to the eating disorders are unhealthy behaviors related to food and body weight. They may involve a severe reduction of food intake and excessive overeating, as well as extreme concern about body shape and size. People suffer from eating disorders every day. Some people wish to be thinner, or some are too stressed and overeat, resulting in obesity. A major eating disorder that people are faced with is anorexia. Anorexia is characterized by weight loss, an intense fear or gaining weight, a distorted body image, and amenorrhea. People with anorexia have a consistent fear of becoming fat, and it messes not only with his or her body and nutrition, but also with his or her mind. According to a study of anorexia nervosa is a serious eating disorder. It is the most lethal of all psychiatric illnesses, with a mortality rate greater than 10%. With the mortality rate greater than 10%, this makes anorexia the most common eating disorder. Another eating disorder that everyone should be aware of is bulimia. Not only does females experience bulimia, but males can experience it as well. According to Laura Brown, it is not uncommon for dieting adolescent females to experience with pathologic particles that include using laxatives and diet pills or international vomiting. The intentional vomiting or using laxatives is what turns into eating disorders, bulimia. When people usually think of bulimia, it is always thought of or the process of vomiting after eating. Anorexia and bulimia are the constant struggle of wanting to be thin, but there is another eating disorder that is complete opposite: obesity. According to Natalia Lee, over a third of the global population is overweight or obese, and this percentage is increasing. Most people don't view obesity as an eating disorder, but it is an increase in food intake and consumption of a dominant amount of calories. People with obesity often experience stress-related symptoms that cause him or her to constantly consume food. The majority of people suffering from obesity start off by not liking his or her own body image. The stress of the constant trying to be comfortable in his or her own skin leads to mental issues. People who experience obesity usually are the ones who are not pleased with themselves and his or her body image, so the only way to relieve the stress and burden put on them is eating. This leads to overeating because it's the only thing to do to keep the stress away, and it's their way of feeling comfortable. People need to be more aware of the issues going on with the eating disorders. The body image portrayed on media is not the reality body image, and it is what leads to disorders. People think they have to look like that or should look like that. This leads to stress situations and causes people to have eating disorders such as anorexia, bulimia, and obesity.